Kardic's got a great question. How do you beat mobile phone addiction? Dude, it is so hard. I mean, I feel naked sometimes without this thing. And what I do is this. When we go to dinner as a family, the second we all sit down, we have to all pile our iPhones on top of them so that we can connect as a family together. It's so hard though. It's so hard. That's what I do. I also try to have screen-free Sundays. I try. It's really, really difficult. So you can reconnect. But aside from that, I love these things. I love these things. They're incredibly helpful. They keep me plugged into my business. I can work remotely anywhere in the world. However, there is an issue that I'm going to show you, right? And as always, I'm very self-deprecating. I'm starting to become a bit of a hunchback. Okay? And I'm going to teach you how not to become like that. So it's very gradual, right? I'm trying to have good posture. And with my kids, I always make sure their posture is good. And I actually wear this thing I left upstairs, which buzzes every time I'm hunched over. But if your kids use iPhones, I want you to always tell them to pretend they have a grapefruit or a softball underneath their chin, right? Like this. Don't ever look down like this, like this. And that will really help with your posture. What I also do is in my studio here, and I debated doing this or not, but I went ahead and did it. My monitors are now all up high. They used to be down here. And the reason why I kept them lower before was I thought it was kind of, I don't know, like intimidating to some of my students if I'm always looking above their heads at questions and stuff. So it's only slightly above your head now. But keep your monitor up high. And what you can also do for your posture is you can get, those stands they have that hold laptops. You can get the steel ones or metal ones you can get on Amazon. I have those as well. And I type like this. Anyway, and I've got a little thing to hold up my wrist for carpal tunnel, which happens when you have senior moments like I do now. Question from Akil is, sir, what's your source of news? Please call me Chris. Thanks. What's your source of news, especially business and startup news? So I used to go to Crunchbase a lot when I worked in venture capital just to research, startups. Wall Street Journal. Sometimes I'll just read the non-editorial stuff. I don't sit down and read as much. I do a lot of podcasts. My favorite podcast on the planet, it's so awesome, is called This Week in Tech. And it's by a guy that lives in Portola Valley here in California named Leo Laporte, the door in French, Leo Laporte. And it's called This Week in Tech, TWIT, TWIT. And he goes over in a really entertaining fashion all the important technology events over the past week, more so from a consumer perspective, like the new Samsung Galaxy, whatever, the new Android or the new iPhone, etc. I love that. I love listening. I think that audio is probably the best operating system out there. You shouldn't have to see, feel, or touch an operating system. It should just be everywhere. And audio is certainly a great source for that. I also listen to a lot of audiobooks. I subscribe to audible.com. I'm not compensated by any company ever, but I think Audible is worth subscribing to. It's owned by Amazon. You pay like $10 or $15 a month, and you get a couple books per month to listen to. And I love listening to biographies from successful business people because they inspire me, and they're also providing me with their blueprint for success. Why are they successful? And I urge all of you on this call to please, whoever your business idol or hero is, I want you to go to audible.com and I want you to download a book or two or three about them. Maybe it's an autobiography or just a biography. And I want you to do that so that you can, use their blueprints and one day turn your idol into your rival. But aside from that, I don't really use anything else. I get the Wall Street Journal alerts on my phone just so I can know, if a big acquisition has occurred. But I try to, I phased out all the news in my life, and I'm a much more positive person. Like, dude, if you watch the news every day, meaning let's say you don't have a job, and a lot of people don't have jobs, they watch the news and then they get paranoid because they say, oh my God, so much bad stuff's happening. Dude, tune out the media because great things are happening. The economy is awesome. Stock market's at an all-time high. Yeah, there's some political issues out there, whatever. But step away, man, and look at the forest from the trees. Things are freaking awesome. Things are awesome in the world. Things are really, really good. And people that pay too much attention to the media become negative people because, you are who you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with negative people or people that do drugs, you might do drugs. You might smoke, whatever. If you surround yourself with the media, meaning you have the media on all the time, television, whatever, or CNN.com or whatever it is, you'll be scared whenever you hear of breaking news. If you tune out all that stuff, you'll be a positive person. And that's why the younger generation that were born digital, the YouTube generation, I love them. Like my kids, dude, my kids, and if you guys have kids that have iPhones or Android handsets, you'll notice they never watch TV. They might be around the TV when you're watching it, but they're curled up on the couch with their iPhone or Android handset. And that generation is awesome because they're kind of insulated from the negative news or the negative media. And the problem with the media is that, and I understand it's a business. The problem is that because the younger generation doesn't watch TV, they're worried. The media outlets are worried that they're going to become irrelevant longer term. And the only way to stay relevant is to have shock value clickbait headlines, like scary stuff. Even if it's just local news, local man was shot, details after this commercial, stuff like that. Like you don't need to listen to that stuff. Just avoid all of it. And if you control your environment that way, you'll become a happier person. It's like Facebook. Like Facebook, it's weird. A lot of people get depressed when they go to Facebook because they have friends that are, posting stuff about their happy life, right? It's kind of like an insecure platform, whatever it is, what it is. And people feel unhappy because like, oh my gosh, that person is way better off than me. Look how happy they are. I'm such a loser, whatever it is. Just control your environment by eliminating any source of media that's going to bring you down. And when it comes to stocks and investing, I don't want you to listen to anything, right? Don't let anybody tell you what stocks to buy. Always do your own research. Always, always, always. And you'll be a longer term shareholder, and you'll be much more successful because of it. And you'll be a happier person too if you just tune out the negative media if you can.